Welcome back. You're watching the Sporting Year in Review here on Sky News. We're now deep into the winter football codes and finals football awaits, while the most famous race on two wheels, the Tour de France, is just about to start. Here's our best from July to September.
Advance Australia Fair echoed along the Champs-Elysees for the first time in the 108-year history of cycling's greatest race. Cadel Evans savoured his brilliant ride into Paris, claiming an historic Tour de France victory. We witnessed the launch of the missile. James Magnussen powered to Australia's first gold medal in the men's 100 metres freestyle final in Shanghai.
Magnussen the Magnificent! He's become the first Australian to win this coveted title!
Emerging tennis ace Bernard Tomic booked a date with Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. The Serb too strong for the Aussie teenage challenger. Djokovic going on to take tennis's most coveted title, confirming his #1 status.
There's a new champion at Wimbledon, Novak Djokovic.
Another record, but one the Demons would rather forget. The Cats gouged out a 186-point win over Melbourne in the AFL.
But the crowd know they have equalled the all-time goals record in a game.
The axe falling swiftly and sharply on coach Dean Bailey. 2 titles in 3 days triggered mass celebrations in Queensland. The Reds stormed the Crusaders to claim the Super Rugby title.
Is this a magical moment coming up? Getting up! Yes!
While Origin fans couldn't look away as the Cowboy became a casualty in the series decider. But it was the Blues who waved the white flag. Queensland sealing an historic 6th straight State of Origin series victory.
It was a party Australia had waited for more than a lifetime.
Great to shake everyone's hand, but the tour's just 11 months away.
After Cadel Evans triumphed on the Champs-Elysees, the Tour de France winner was honoured back home. Australian cricket selectors and their coach were soon on their bikes, despite success on the subcontinent with a one-day and test series win against Sri Lanka. It wasn't a good month to be an AFL coach. Melbourne's Dean Bailey bit the dust, and Rodney Eade was served a similar dish at the Dogs. On field, Sydney ended Geelong's incredible 29-game winning streak at home in an emotional 13-point win. A Monday night bender underlined the rot at the Roosters in rugby league. Perennial bad boy Todd Carney in the middle of that. But by far the biggest story was this.
It's on again! Glenn Stewart and Adam Blair!
The infamous Battle of Brookvale between Manly and the Storm, and boy, didn't it cause one. Adam Blair was rubbed out for the season, Glenn Stewart suspended for 3 matches as both clubs copped huge fines. That's not all.
You're a good sort. Hey? You're a good sort.
That cost Manly's media man Peter Peters his job. It was a rollercoaster few weeks for the Wallabies, who won their first Tri-Nations in a decade before they switched captains and dumped Matt Giddo for the World Cup. Adam Scott rolled in for a win on the US PGA Tour, but his caddy stole all the headlines.
Honestly, that's the best week of my life. I caddied for 33 years, 145 wins now, and that's the best win I've ever had.
The A-League signed up Socceroos Harry Kuehl and Brett Emerton. Casey Stoner remained on track for another World Championship, while Marcus Ambrose got his first ever NASCAR win. The signs not so good for Will Power, though. And considered faster than a speeding bullet, that was Usain Bolt's whole problem. He beat the gun to kill off his world title hopes in the 100 metres and most people's interest in the process.
For the first time in 31 years, an Aussie woman won a Grand Slam.
And there you have it.
Sam Stosur downing Serena Williams at the US Open, who was less than gracious in defeat.
I'm not sure if you've ever seen me walking down the hall look the other way, because you're out of control.
In the men's, the Joker beat Rafa. The Davis Cup followed, but success didn't as the Aussies lost to Switzerland. It was the business end of the footy season. Darren Lockyer booted Wayne Bennett and the Dragons out of the competition.
Darren Lockyer has kicked a drop goal!
But Manly ended Lockyer's career 1 game shy of the grand final. On the other side of the draw, the Warriors hit form at the perfect time.
Dummies again, Johnson! Gets it away to Brown! Brown goes in to score! The Warriors, they're bound for the grand final!
Billy Slater won the Dally M and Dane Swan won the Brownlow. Tears of joy for Mick Malthouse as Collingwood qualified for the grand final, and Chris Scott's first year in charge at Geelong hit a new high as the Cats booked their spot in the decider.
He's kicked them from there before, Jimmy Bartel.
The other clubs were also making headlines. Mark Harvey was shown the door at Fremantle, and Ross Lyon made a move west from St Kilda that no one saw coming.
I've been headhunted by the Fremantle Football Club, certainly taking through a PowerPoint presentation the club's resources, their future direction and what they want to achieve.
GWS confirmed Tom Scully had become a giant.
There's no doubt that money was a factor.
Nathan Lyon took 5 wickets in his Test debut, while Sean Marsh, Mike Hussey and even Phil Hughes scored Test tons against Sri Lanka.
Congratulations to Phil Hughes.
Sally Pearson couldn't be beaten in the hurdles until she fell in the final race of the season.
She's gone down. Oh my goodness, can you believe it?
And the wingsuit man flew through a hole in a rock.
We're deep into the final quarter of our sporting year in review here on Sky News. In Australian spring, that means racing and plenty of it, as the best gallopers from both here and abroad start building towards that famous race in Melbourne. Our cricketers were going through a period of change too under the August review. Shane Warne was back as the Big Bash hit the Australian sporting conscious as well. Here's what was making news from October.
October was the month of finals. And Geelong kicked things off with a victory over Collingwood in the AFL decider.
A sweet goal to Cameron Ling. There it is.
One day later, it was the NRL's big occasion, with the Warriors unable to pull off the fairy tale as Manly held on for a 24-10 victory.
The captain, Jamie Lyon, scores for the Eagles.
After flying the Roosters' coop, Todd Carney found a new home at the Cronulla Sharks.
Todd is very, very aware, where he stands and, consequences that he faces.
Australia could only manage bronze at the Rugby World Cup, while New Zealand began its biggest party yet after the All Blacks downed France by a point in the final. The St. Louis Cardinals beat Texas in Game 7 to claim their 11th World Series title, while Garth Tander lit up Mount Panorama, producing the drive of his life to hold out Craig Lowndes and claim his third Bathurst 1000.
The rookie of the pro, Tander and Nick Perkin are the champions.
Sebastian Vettel claimed back-to-back Formula One crowns, but it was the most tragic of months in motorsport. British IndyCar driver Dan Weldon was killed in the series finale in Las Vegas, and just a week later, MotoGP rider Marco Simoncelli died at the Malaysian Grand Prix.
Marco Simoncelli's had a horrific...
No wonder it's called the race that stops the nation.
Dunedin is coming hard. Dunedin, Red Canoe. Dunedin and Red Canoe, they hit the line. A photo finish.
Dunedin, the Melbourne Cup winner, while the final race of the MotoGP season was just as tight.
Oh, it could be Stoner. It's Stoner who wins.
A slow but steady return for Ian Thorpe, the big fish, back in the pool almost 6 years after his last race.
I have to have kind of a reality check of where I am.
Not even footy season, but still plenty of headlines, from premiership-winning coach to Bulldogs saviour, all in the space of 6 weeks.
It's been a bit unfortunate. It was unexpected.
What a way for Darren Lockyer to go out. Four Nations glory for the retiring Kangaroo skipper.
And Darren Lockyer gets the try to seal the victory.
While the record-setting Raw made it 36 games unbeaten in the A-League.
If you want to get a record, this is the way to do it. Brisbane, simply magnificent.
A huge month of golf, and Greg Chalmers was living the dream, with wins at the Aussie Open and PGA, while the internationals continued their stranglehold on the President's Cup. A rare feat for Kelly Slater, an 11-time world champion not once but twice.
Well, it was confirmed the other day, we're sure now.
Yeah, we are sure.
And celebrations on the Gold Coast, the 2018 Commonwealth Games, are all yours. But what a month for Australia's cricketers from the horrors of Cape Town.
Morkel gets another.
And the mayhem continues. To the changing of the guard.
Brilliant stuff from Cummins. That's a moment he's going to remember for a long, long time.
A new era and a new coach.
Ultimately, I guess you want a guy that is perceived to be the best for the job, irrespective of the nationality.
Australia's cricketers started December with a win over New Zealand at the Gabba.
Pattinson steaming in. Good shot, he does!
That'll do! Dave Warner hits the winning runs for his country in his debut Test match.
The Brisbane Roar, unbeaten in 36 previous matches, lost to Sydney FC.
Dimitri Petratos, and he scored!
Tiger Woods ended a 2-year drought without a win.
And there it is, a W for Tiger Woods.
How would you describe it? It feels awesome, whatever it is.
Victor Chinian lost his WBA bantamweight title fight in California against Panama's Anselmo Moreno. David Beckham's LA Galaxy came to town, beating a Melbourne Victory side minus Harry Kewell.
Yeah, it's the first time, obviously, we've won in this country.
Verinda Sehwag belted 219 off 149 balls in the fourth one-dayer against the West Indies, the highest ODI score in cricket history.
He's cut that. Has he got it through? He has.
The Kookaburras claim the Champions Trophy for the fourth straight time.
That will be the ball game. Australia win their 12th Champions Trophy tournament.
Aussie Karen Perro won the Pipeline Masters in Hawaii, his first tour win.
I've had such a great event anyway, and coming into today, it was just amazing to be still surfing.
New Zealand squared their two-test series against Australia with victory in Hobart.
One of the old boys will go. There you go.
And Ian Poulter conquered the Australian Masters.
It's a very special golf course. As Luke said, he's put it in his top 10.
The month tinged with sadness with the passing of rugby league legend Arthur Beetson.
He was a bloody good bloke. They don't come much better.
And V8 supercar driver Jason Richards, who lost his battle with cancer.
That's our sporting year in review. What a huge 12 months. Can't wait for next year. Thanks for watching and look forward to your company in 2012.